Hi everyone, it's Lita here and welcome to my channel. And today I am going to mark off number 2, well it was really number 1 on my list, that this month I wanted to do a sketch with me, which I did, and now I want to do a sew with me. Something to keep myself occupied while we are staying in. So I thought the perfect thing to sew would be a mask. So I actually watched a tutorial that seemed really simple. The person was a nurse. I will try to see if I can find the link so that I can put it in the description box so you can get the specifics. But I've already cut out my material. This was like the simplest pattern, and it seems something very easy to do if you have very minimal skills. I feel it's something you could sew by hand, and I do sew by hand pretty well. And you could sew with a machine if you're a beginner, and I consider myself beginner level at sewing. So all it takes is basically, as you see here, this is a 10-inch piece by 8 inches high. You could make it a little bit wider if you want to, so to give you more allowances for the seams, which I think I would do, because as a beginner it's nice when you have a little extra allowance for your seams when you're folding over. But basically you need 3 pieces, 8 inches by 10 inches. And in the tutorial she does give a suggestion to use a different fabric for the inside. But once you've cut these 10-inch by 8-inch pieces, what you do is on the 8-inch height side, you would fold it in half, and then if you like, you can press it with an iron. I made one before, but I didn't press it with the iron, and I think I like the idea of pressing it with the iron first. And then you can take and you can sew along here on the inside here to help hold it kind of shut. And what you would end up doing is putting it on the front side, not the back, like this, and then you would sew all around. So I'm going to stop the video now, and I'm going to actually sew this piece and this piece right along here, and I'm going to sew these two together, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've just come to show you that I sewed along this seam right here and this other seam right there, and I have these 2 pieces now folded to the front facing of the other one, and I'm going to go and sew around all 4 sides, and we can do it from corner to corner to corner to corner, because when we turn this inside out we can use this gap in here. We're just going to be sewing the edges. Be right back. Okay, so here I am back with, I finished sewing around all the edges, and I have also brought some little thin elastic that I found, and I trimmed around the edges a bit because, like I said, I'm a beginner sewer, so I allowed myself the extra allowance, and then I just trimmed up nice at the edges, and I trimmed each one of the 4 corners to help make a nicer fit. And all we do is turn this around inside out, take a little pen or something to get those corners. Okay, so when I saw the tutorial on this, I'm going to show you what they said to do, but it's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make this as easy as possible. So basically what you have is, this is your mask, and we will use about 50 inches of this string. This is elasticy, so I don't know if I need that much, but I did it with a fabric type of string, and I did need about 50 inches. but if it's elastic, I think I could probably do with less. I'll link down, well, I'll write it down in the description box what I end up using. What you end up doing is you take this and you could tie a knot if you're using cloth, or even with this elastic, you could tie a knot at each end here. And what you do is you'll lay it here. Let's see, yes, this is the top. So that's the part that will be, your nose will be up here. Your mouth will be down here. So what you end up doing is you go very close to the edge here, and all you do is sew yet again right down here and right down there. And I will come back with that, and then I will show you the finished product. Okay, so I'm back with the finished product, and I'm not sure how much string I ended up using. Like I said, I'll measure it and I'll put it down below, but it definitely wasn't the 50 inches. It was probably like half of that, about 25, and I probably could have done even less, but I didn't want to have troubles with it coming out. There's a little extra string left over here. With it coming out from the end here. So basically, I'll show you a picture at the end of how it goes. I'll put it at the very end of the tape how it looks like. But you slide this over your neck. This goes on the back of your neck. And then you would take these two strings and you would tie them behind your head. And these will gather and bunch up on their own here on the sides. But it's very nice because it will cover pretty much from your nose, all of your mouth, down below your chin, and to your neck. Now, because my sewing skills are so beginner, remember this piece that started out as 10 inches, by the time I trimmed everything away, came out to 7.5. So if you're a beginner like me, you might want to add an inch or two onto the sides that can be trimmed away nicely. Like I said, I'll also link down below the original. If I can find it, it was to a nurse, and the person who did it, they actually tucked in these corners before they sewed it. But I'm just like, I'm gonna do it like a square because that's nice and easy. So the last step is to, if you want to make this effective, because all I did was grab some basically elastic or any kind of cloth string you have. If you need cloth string, then remember you do need about 50 inches. If you use elastic, probably about half. My mother has a gazillion pieces of fabric, so I just found 2 different types of fabric, and I cut off those 10 by 8 inch pieces that were this size, 1 for the front, and you'll need 2 for the back. You'll need a pair of scissors, and the important piece to make this mask effective is I have microfiltration vacuum bags. So what I'll end up doing is taking one of these, and I will open it up, and I will use the filter that's on the inside to place inside here. So it'll be removable. I'll be able to make at least 1, 2, at least 3. I'll at least be able to get 3 filtration pieces out of that. And that is that. And I'm going to cut these up, and actually I'm going to give this as a gift to our physical therapist that comes to help my mother. She should be here anytime soon, so I will wish you adieu. Be well wherever this meets you at, if that is morning, afternoon, or night. Stay safe, stay in, we're in this together.